Hey, folks, welcome to the 4099 podcast with your hosts, Dima
I'm Nick.
wow,
Hi.
we have what a guest.
I'm M.
You're M. I was going to
Hello.
give you this like whole intro.
I know.
He was gonna say
I
you
was
were
going to
special.
say, no, I wasn't going to. Well, yes.
You're special,
Oh, we
so
already know
special,
that.
and
We're-
special.
Yes, you're very special, very dear to us. I was going to call you the tattooed shorty.
Oh. Why?
That has many talents, and I know you through Nick, so it was kind of like a mutual kind of introduction through him. But yeah, we have M in the building.
Hi.
How are
What's
you?
up? I'm good. I'm great, actually.
The crazy times we live in. I mean, how have you been kind of like passing the time? What have you been up to?
So I started grad school in August,
Mhm.
and that owns my soul. But I also just started Twitch streaming, literally a week ago, and it's going great. I'll be affiliate tomorrow, so I can start securing the bag.
Let's drink to that.
Oh yeah.
Let's go ahead and crack these tops. You like that transition, Nick?
Nope. Top.
So
As I spill.
nah,
She got the splurter.
she got the squirter today.
Splurt, squirtin', burt.
Is that purple?
What?
Oh, is that the Fluffernutter one?
I don't know. Is it?
Yep.
You want to give it a hey ho?
For the listeners, we're just sniffing
It
around.
will not last long. I promise you this.
Make sure you edit this part out.
What do you mean edit?
God, I hate not being able to drink beer.
Oh,
Oh yeah, speaking of that, but before
yeah.
we speak of that,
All right.
I wanted you to finish your story with Twitch. Like what
Oh, yeah.
got you into that?
So I was dating somebody earlier this year that is a Twitch streamer,
Mhm.
and they have a decent following on TikTok, and they were like, "Hey, you should Twitch stream because you're a girl." And I was like, I don't know if I really want to be known for that, but okay. And then I just started playing video games all the time, and I have a bunch of friends who stream, and I saw how much they love doing it, and I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot, not thinking I was going to have any success
Mm.
at all. And what most people it takes months to accomplish, I accomplished in a week. I don't know how. I'm so beyond grateful that I'm going to be able to start using this as a source of income now.
Hmm.
And I'm getting a platform to talk about things I care about.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's also why you're here now. Is
so
to-
going on with that, I so here at the 49.9, I'm the NPR listener. Like I listen to all the lame,
Of
nerdy,
course.
slow
Of course.
bullshit. And yeah, right before the election rolled up, there were a bunch of people that were actually like going into the platform and like having open conversations about like which candidate they were pulling for and why. It was
Mhm.
this huge thing. Like it's actually becoming this huge advertisement platform.
Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of people don't know this. I actually just found it out. Twitch is owned by Amazon.
like everything else.
The fucking-
Basically,
the
but they
fucking
have
beast.
like, so you can link your Amazon Prime to a Twitch account,
Mhm.
and so when you're an affiliate, you can start getting people to subscribe to you. So following is free, but you have to pay to subscribe. But you get one free subscription with Amazon Prime, and subscription's about $6 a month to start.
Mm.
So
So you get like 1,000 of those and
You're good. You're on your way. You are on your way to
Mhm.
become financially independent.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I mean, a stream I was watching last night, this one guy, someone gifted him almost 500 followers.
You
I mean,
can
500
gift-
subscribers. Yeah,
Oh.
so you can gift them. So 50 subscriber tokens cost $300.
Wow.
And one person alone I know bought over 300 of those subscriber tokens.
That's insane.
I've never seen anybody like react to anything the way this kid did, but he had to stop gaming and like completely switch what he was doing because he just couldn't stop crying. It was like the most adorable, wholesome shit I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It was like just all the happy like chemicals just dumped into you.
I think
Right.
I'm doing the wrong thing with my life.
I would subscribe.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, Twitch is like speaking of Twitch, now that we're on the conversation, Twitch is like this huge phenomenon. I mean, I know in the last
Phenomena.
phenomena.
This could
Like-
be like a 3-hour long episode.
just phenomena.
Ba-ba-ba-da-da.
But what was that? What was that thing that broke the Twitch internet? That there's like
broke
a
the Twitch internet?
Yeah, well, it just like everyone started going crazy. It's like the
Corona.
million. Who is like this
I don't know
woman?
who.
This girl was like starting to Twitch, and I think like she was because Twitch like not advertises, but has certain people that it like really looks after.
Mhm.
And I think
Yeah, the partners.
whenever she came on, she had like 1 million people like
Oh, I have no
on
idea.
her. Apparently, like broke the freaking.
I never really started watching Twitch streams until recently. So like I would watch my exes because I'm a supportive girlfriend.
Mhm.
That helped
Get him, babe.
my
Get 'em.
relationship. Yeah. That's what he. Never mind. We're not going to get into that. But so I started out watching him, and then like some people got recommended, and then I, like everybody else for the most part, right now with Corona, love TikTok. It's a problem, and I've met people through there that stream, so I started watching their streams, and I built friendships with them, and now it's just we're like one big happy veteran gaming family. All of us are vets for the most part, except for like 1 or 2 people that I game with. But we're all like most of them. The people I play with are Marine vets.
You know where to take it from here. Vets. She mentioned that she's a vet.
I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
That means that I was informed that you are an Air Force vet.
I am.
So can you like tell us what your story is with that?
So I was in college, and when I was 20, I came home and I looked at my dad. I said, "Dad, I'm going to join the military," and he told me over my dead body, literally. Well, can I curse?
Yeah.
Oh, he said, "The fuck you're not."
I don't fucking know if you could fucking curse, but
Well, I
I mean,
like
holy
to
shit,
ask.
give it a try.
Listen, even on like my own streams, like when I have people gaming with me, I'm like, just so you know, you're being filmed and recorded. Do you consent? Like, we care about consent.
Right. Yeah.
But
That's
anyway,
good.
so
That's good.
I told my dad I wanted to join the military, and he told me it wasn't fucking happening. And then he literally went, "Wait, that might actually be really good for you," because I almost flunked out of community college. It was a bad time. So I joined, and I loved it. And 2 years in, I ended up getting really sick. So I left. No, I'm sorry, a year in, I got sick. I got out after 2. I left April 2013. March 4th, 2014, I got sick the first time, and then my dad died. Weirdly enough, 2 days later. So they found out through lots of testing that I had something called chronic pancreatitis, which is really common in alcoholics. But when they found it, they said that the damage to my pancreas was so severe I would have had to been binge drinking every single day since I was 8 years old. Obviously, I was not doing that.
Right.
Since I was functioning.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you had me excited. I was like, there's a real partier. That's
right. No,
kindred
don't get me wrong.
spirit.
I got buck wild way before you met me, but the lack of organs now prevents that from happening. So I found out I was sick. I get this diagnosis, and we get my dad's autopsy back. So my dad died from a GI-related issue, and I'll save the gory. So when I went to my doctor, I was like, "Hey, my dad just died. Weirdly, 2 days after this happened. This is what he died from." And they were like, "Okay, so we're going to test you for everything." I get diagnosed. A couple weeks later, I get my dad's autopsy back. Turns out he had pancreatic fibrosis, which is like cystic fibrosis, but it's in your pancreas. There's a 1 in 4 chance that if you have a child, they won't even have the trait. Somehow I did not have the trait, but I still had pancreas issues. We found out my mom had a birth defect that gave her pancreatitis. I didn't have that birth defect. They have no idea what caused it. All they know is that I went into the military perfectly healthy, and I came out sick as hell and like almost died. So they think that it was one of the vaccines I got in basic training, which I'm still very pro-vax. Like with everything that has happened to me, I would still do it all over again. Like even if I knew going into it, just because, I mean, I'd rather not have a pancreas than be dead.
Yeah.
So after I found out I was sick, I got medically retired in 2015, in May of 2015, and that was really hard on me, mentally, emotionally, just because I so badly wanted this career in the military, and I loved what I did, and I did personnel, which is like human resources work. So I did records management and update, and I loved my job so much. And when I got it all taken away, it was difficult. So I spent the next year kind of trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And then in 2016, I had surgery done that removed my pancreas, my gallbladder, and part of my duodenum. Which
The what?
Duodenum? It's part of your small intestine. It's the upper part. Do you know how your like intestines are like all?
Yeah, spaghetti
Okay,
noodles.
This long
Yeah.
cord.
So mine's like short now. Well, shorter than it,
You got short cord.
I guess.
So instead of having like the 6-foot cord by the bed, you gotta like charge your shit at the counter.
Okay, it's not that short.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they took about a foot of it. I have a picture of it. I
That's-
could show you later.
Oh.
Definitely not going to put it in the podcast because it is super gory. But I'm
Oh.
going to show you the picture. Yeah, I have like my pancreas and everything. And if you look at like my pancreas versus a healthy one, it's not even a night and day comparison. It's like, oh my god, it's just terrible. Yeah, dude, it's fucking wild. And I'm like, that explains a lot as to why I felt like I was literally dying from the inside out because I had this dead thing in me.
Yeah, that's insane.
So now I'm diabetic. Technically a type 3C diabetic, which nobody knows what that is. But it's diabetes. This is what I was told. I'm not a medical professional. But it's diabetes that's secondary to a pancreatic condition. So it's not like type 1, where it's an autoimmune thing, or type 2, where, you know, usually it's from not being healthy or medication can trigger type 2.
We're getting into big words. I gotta drink more.
Okay, it's okay.
Ho ho, stress.
But to kind of, you know, there was a lot of terminology thrown around. But what got to me was the fact that you went from functioning without having any kind of
It was like a switch
worries
flip.
or anything like that about your health or anything
I was
like
perfectly
that
healthy.
to you just completely being in shock and then to just essentially getting organs removed from your body,
No, literally.
which is like,
Yeah.
that's a huge contrast. I mean, how did you mentally get through that?
I went about it in the most unhealthy way possible, to be completely honest. So, if any of my friends from that time in my life, if you ask them about 2014 Emily, they all shake in fear. A couple of them get kind of excited. Just I was reckless because it was like I was found out I shouldn't be drinking anymore. So my reaction was to drink a lot. Like just unhealthy coping mechanisms.
Logical.
Completely. I stopped taking care of myself, and then I had this surgery. And when I had my surgery, I almost died. Like I literally was looking death in the face, and it was terrifying. And that kind of was me being like, I should probably get my shit together now. And I've had a lot of issues with the diabetes since, just because I don't know how, but 6 years later, I'm still not used to it, and I like forget. Excuse me.
No worries.
It's the bubbles. So it's been a long road, and then I found out August 2019. What?
Goddamn bubbles.
The bubbles. Well, I just had deja vu.
You were meant to be here.
I mean, I already knew that. I already knew that part. But yeah, so about in August of 2019, I found out that I couldn't eat gluten anymore. And
gluten, for the folks that don't know, is basically like yeast products,
for
right?
Nick.
no, it's
for
Nick.
What the fuck
It's
is
anything
gluten?
made with wheat, barley, malt, or rye.
Okay, yeah.
So the most common thing is like breads, pastas. Now they make gluten-free pastas that are made with like
Cakes,
corn
right?
bases. Yeah, gluten-free cakes.
Corn.
Gluten-free alcohol.
Cornbread?
Most cornbread actually has wheat flour in it.
Oh man, this is all fucked up.
Are you okay?
Oh,
I do have a degree in psychology. I can help you.
My reality.
Well, do you think psychology, that degree, helped you? Because we're talking about how you kind of coped with this huge change, right? So
starting to realize like how sick I was and everything, I started reaching out to other people.
Mhm.
And I quickly realized that a lot of people in my situation had no one. Because with what I had is so rare in people that aren't addicts, that when you see someone like me in my mid-20s at the time going to the hospital, can't eat, like in pain. I looked like I was 8 months pregnant, but I was on a liquid diet most of the time. It was terrible. I was so sick. And I literally had a doctor look me in the face and say, "You don't have pancreatitis, you just want drugs." And I was like, what? And I ended up back in his ER like 6 to 8 months later
Mm.
with my scar. And he was like, oh, well, why'd you have your pancreas removed? And I was like, oh, because I had chronic pancreatitis, but you told me I was just a drug addict.
Oh man.
You know, elective surgeries, man.
Yeah, you know,
Or-
it's casual.
Or, you know, black market. I really
Actually,
needed
the
my
real
drugs.
thing was, it's like now because I have an 8-inch scar down my stomach, I just look like I have abs all the time. So that was the real reason why I had it done for the aesthetics.
Purely. Such vanity in this one.
I know, right? God, I was just like, you know, I don't want to eat healthy and work out. Let me just get a couple organs removed, permanent scar, bam.
I actually have kind of debated with myself, like, you know, if I could lose like 5 pounds, would it be worth just, you know, going getting rid of like, oh, what's that thing called? It's like right over
Your
here.
appendix?
Yeah,
It's
your
not
appendix.
5 pounds.
What is
I
it?
didn't even lose 5 pounds from getting all those organs taken out.
How big is a pancreas?
Not that big, probably.
Like a
It
burrito?
stretches across.
Like a burrito?
Mhm.
God dang.
And then your gallbladder is super tiny. They took my gallbladder and they took like a foot of my intestines.
Dang. I had my gallbladder inspected.
Inspected. Inspector Gadget.
Because I was having like huge, like I was having weird problems with like,
eating and stuff.
well, it was weird because it happened to me when I was traveling abroad, and like out of nowhere I feel like, oh shit, I can
Thank God
barely.
you weren't in the States. You probably got good healthcare.
Well,
sorry.
no, I mean, yeah, you're right, because they charge, I mean, a lot here for healthcare, you know. But you know, I felt like I couldn't swallow properly. Like it hurt every time I swallow. I couldn't. Sometimes it almost felt like I couldn't breathe. I was like, what the fuck is going on with me?
Yep.
You know, I'm like 23. I'm healthy.
Smoking
You know?
14 packs a day.
Used to. But like, what's
God,
the?
you are Russian.
Yeah. But like, what's the issue? And so it turns out I had like this thing called like GERD, which I
Mhm.
wasn't like officially diagnosed with because they assumed.
Most people, I have it. Most people have it.
I still
Yeah,
think he's
they-
making it up.
Yeah,
Acid reflux sucks, but
Acid
no, that's what it
reflux is
feels like.
awful.
It like you can't swallow. You feel like you're
Yeah.
choking.
yeah.
That's it in like more severe cases, from
Yeah.
my experience.
It was awful. It was awful.
Like,
They thought I
yeah.
had like a fucking like a what were those like
Like a gallstone?
ulcer, an
Ulcer.
ulcer in my stomach.
Oh, those things suck.
And
That's
then-
what my dad had essentially, and then his went
Oh man.
his ruptured.
Well,
His all-
thankfully I didn't have the ulcer because they checked me out. They were like, no,
Thankfully, he's just a Gertie boy.
I'm a Gertie boy. That's what it was, man. They were like, yo, you just keep off the beer, like the heavy beer, light beer.
You want some?
No, I'm good.
It's good.
And like, don't eat a shitload of just unhealthy food that, first of all, you're just not even supposed to be eating as a human being.
He eats
You'll be fine.
McDonald's like 5 to 7 times
I want
a
to
week.
know, where do you put everything that you consume, or if you could just like donate some of your metabolism to me, because I've seen you eat. You can eat a lot.
Yeah.
I like look at the amount of food you eat, and I gain 3 pounds. It's not-
Yeah, like me and Dima probably eat about the same amount of food, just different times of the
I must
day.
have missed that Russian gene.
But like, yo,
Hey, listen.
two different body
You can
types.
take some because I'm trying to gain weight. You know, that's the thing that sucks about like really fast metabolism. Is like if you're like, because there was a period of time I was working out 5 days a week, and I was literally forcing food down my
I have a
throat
couple
in order
friends
to
that are like
like
that.
gain weight, and
Mhm.
it was just so difficult, and it was like a mission every time because it's not pleasant to just be like forcing yourself to eat. I mean,
Yeah, 'cause then you don't
eventually.
enjoy food.
Eventually, your like stomach expands and it's easier for you to eat, you know. But like the process of you expanding your stomach is like
Yeah.
awful, you know.
Takes about 20 minutes for me.
I ended up gaining like 10 pounds of muscle, which is great, but nobody ever tells you that you have to maintain this shit for like ever, you know. So like if the moment you stop taking your protein or you stop eating that much is the
Yep.
moment where everything just deflates.
People
you
don't
know?
realize how much diet plays into everything.
Everything.
Like for
Everything.
Everything.
Yep.
Wow, Nick.
Damn it, Nick.
All of us are on Do Not Disturb.
Oh man.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, let me check my beeper. Kidding, it's not beeper. I'm not that cool.
You got to tell that story.
Oh my gosh. So I wear an insulin pump because I have diabetes. And I was on an older model of insulin pump several years ago that looked a lot like a stereotypical pager that a doctor would have. And I was at a Jamba Juice.
Or a drug
Or-
dealer. Yeah,
Yeah.
What?
Drug dealers used to have beepers.
yeah.
Well, no, but doctors still have pagers.
I didn't even know that.
Doctors deal drugs.
That's true.
Technically.
All right.
Anyway, so I'm in a Jamba Juice in good old Shreveport, Louisiana, where I used to live. And I'm just standing there waiting on my smoothie. And this guy comes up to me. He goes, "Are you like a doctor or something?" And I was like, "No. Why?" And he's like, "Oh, I just like noticed your pager." And I was like,
Good eye, man.
I'm a diabetic. It's an insulin pump. And I shit you not, this man looks me in the fucking eyes and he goes, "I hope you feel better."
That never ceases to amaze me.
I don't
that answer.
understand how stupid people are.
Did he say it in a Louisiana accent? Or?
No, because so I was in northern Louisiana,
Yeah.
so they don't speak in run-on words up there like they do in southern Louisiana. So I say people in southern Louisiana speak in run-on words. It'll be just like "how's your day today? So how's your mom?" And like that's it. Like they don't stop, they don't breathe, they don't do anything. It just goes. And oh my god, I'll never forget the first time I waited on somebody like in a restaurant from South Louisiana. I was like, "Sir, I'm really hard of hearing. Can you slow down for me?" And I still I
Having
talk
trouble.
fast.
Yeah.
Could you just write that down
Yeah,
for
I'm
me?
like, "Can you just show me on the menu?" It was awful. But yeah, I've had some interesting interactions. I've had people ask me if it was an iPod.
Really?
Which
Actually, no, it's a
I
Zoom.
mean, this one I get because like this one kind of looks like a Zune because it's like more sleek looking.
Mm.
R.I.P.
like-
Zoom.
My older one's for real. My stepdad still has a Zune and he uses
Does it
it in
work?
his car. Yeah,
Oh man,
What is that
kudos.
for the folks that don't know?
Oh,
it
dude,
was Dell's version of the iPod, I think.
Microsoft.
Microsoft's version of the iPod.
Isn't-
It seems like for those who don't know, Zima, you don't know, do you?
No, I don't.
I had a Zune
They,
back in the day.
they were pretty fucking sweet.
Honestly, I liked them a lot.
Like they weren't bad.
I had the BlackBerry,
I had a BlackBerry.
so that's the closest thing
the
to.
Razor's coming back. Or
Is it?
It
already
is back. It is back, and it's like a touch screen, but it's
Yeah.
like flip,
Oh man,
and it's wild.
That's
I
gnarly.
want it. I would get rid of an iPhone for their fucking Razor. Just so I could just be like on the phone and be like, "Fuck you," and hang up the phone. Just like, bam.
There's a little
I
empowerment. in
miss
that.
like
Mhm.
banging on people.
Oh my
Clamshells?
god.
I miss
dude.
just banging on people. Just
I'm done with you, Jimmy. Click. My friend Jimmy's gonna watch this and be like, "Bitch, what?" I
oh
literally have one friend, Jimmy.
I got a couple Jimmys.
Yeah, you
man,
do.
we all got
God damn
we
it.
all got Jimmys.
Hey Jimmy.
Sprinkles, right? Sprinkles. That's what they're called.
And,
I have a friend who still calls Sprinkles Jimmies, and I'm like, "What are you, a fucking like 80-year-old man?
well,
Like, who calls them Jimmies anymore?"
all right, we just gotta clarify that in New England, the greater New England
He's from
area,
Philadelphia.
Philly's not really New England. They like to call themselves that
No,
sometimes.
they don't. I've never met anybody from
Oh.
Pennsylvania that calls themselves
Some
a New
people
Englander.
in like
I'm more north than them, and I'm not a fucking New Englander.
some people in New York call themselves that.
No.
They do.
You're
Really?
either a Long
Yeah.
Islander, a New Yorker, or you're in Canada.
It's an
Like, that's
ongoing
it.
I-
What?
like,
How
I-
about upstate New York?
It's an
Canada.
it's an ongoing argument, but
I'm from southern New York, though, that's why. I
as
said
it
that.
were, in New England, they're not sprinkles. They's Jimmys.
They's Jimmys.
They's Jimmys, boys.
Sprinkles.
Sprinkle. But no, yeah. So like
I
the
feel like we should do like ASMR.
I'm not. I am not with that. This is
Oh
not.
my
This is
God.
not that channel.
I love ASMR. It's so satisfying. Like bags,
We got into some ASMR stuff. You and I were listening to this lady talk, and all you could hear was like her tongue smack the inside of her
that was
mouth.
unpleasant.
It was-
Bone smack the teeth.
That was unpleasant. It was like
I want to rip my own
I don't like
fucking
the
face
food
off.
ASMR ones. Like when people do like the crab legs and stuff, and they're nope.
Nah, dog. Nah.
see,
I feel
I'm into
on
like
Pornhub.
I'm in. Whoa.
Nah, that's some e-fuck shit. But we ain't going there. We're gonna keep on the highway.
So pancreases.
Yeah.
Alright.
Pancreas.
Pancreas. Pancreases.
Pancreas.
Pancrinelli.
All right.
Yes, back on topic. This is what happens when you put an ADHD person in front of a microphone with alcohol.
We're gonna reel it in.
You should see what my Twitch streams are like. They're wild.
We'll have
Well, we're gonna eventually plug that for the folks, but
And I'm gonna plug you.
run, Nima.
I'm gonna plug the podcast. God. I'm gonna like give you guys a permanent spot on my overlays, just because I love you. for my 70 followers. Actually, I think I'm at 69 followers still.
Hey, 69, 69.
All right, goddamn it. All right, let's
All
get
right, back to pancreas.
Shit.
So,
Very
That was
personal.
violent.
kind of turned me on a little bit.
Anybody else feel like this can's like not as full as it should be?
Yeah, it is kind of low. Which one is that one?
I don't know.
Huh. Maybe it's the weight.
I don't like the way it smells.
Do the Nick.
Ooh.
It has the Nick logic in there. The Nick logic being the further down you go on a map, the faster you go.
No. It's a fuel
The
efficiency
faster
thing.
the women, or
It's a fuel efficiency thing. If you're driving south on the map, you're going with gravity, so you spend less money on fuel. If you're going up the map, it's
is this
against.
like a euphemism for a blowjob, or is this
No.
literal?
I don't know the correlation there, but no.
Going south.
No. This was from an earlier episode with my friend Andy,
Yeah.
and we were drunk, just being stupid.
Shocker.
Yeah. All right.
Well, listen. So we did cover. We were talking about earlier how of your diagnosis and your, I guess we can say, almost mental health.
Yes.
After that,
Oh, we were starting to talk about the
Um,
gluten thing.
and the gluten thing is what we got to. Yeah.
Yes. So August 2019. Set the date. In December of 2018, my doctor was like, "Hey, try cutting out gluten and see if you feel better," because I was still having a lot of problems, like pain, digestive issues, whatever. So I cut out gluten. I was doing great. Well, my best friend gets married and has like no options for me to eat at her wedding that are gluten free, which is fine. I usually expect that, but where her wedding was,
No chicken?
literally, it was Burger Bar. It was a Texas wedding.
Texas?
You got to have that chicken option.
Texas.
So there was nowhere to get food around there because it was in the middle of nowhere, Texas, in East Texas. So I had to eat gluten. Well, the day after the wedding, I wake up and I've got these little bumps on my hands. Those few bumps on my fingers spread to both my hands. From both my hands to my elbows to my knees to my feet, to the point that I couldn't open my toothpaste with my hands. I had to like open my toothpaste with my teeth because my fingers were so swollen.
Oh.
I have pictures of that I can show you later.
Oh
too.
yes.
And I finally get to the VA, and the first time they're like, "Oh, it's an infection," because I had just gotten like my nails done for the wedding, so they thought I caught an infection from the nail place.
Okay.
It wasn't an infection.
Right.
Finally, they biopsied me. I actually still have the scar right there,
Mm.
and it came back not fully positive, but not inconclusive for. It's called dermatitis herpetiformis or something like that. Basically, it's celiac rash is what it's called.
Mm.
And there's only one drug that treats it. So they put me on this one drug, rash goes away. So they were like, "Okay, you have celiac, you can't eat gluten at all anymore." And I'm like, "Okay, that's fine, whatever." I was so used to it because I've been on and off gluten-free for years because of my health issues. So now if I have it, I get super sick. I get that rash back. I'll be down for like days. And it's fucking terrible. Because you know what things have gluten in them? The best things.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Pizza.
fun facts, right? Twizzlers have wheat flour in them. The Twizzlers have gluten in them.
No.
Sour Punch straws also have wheat flour in them. Tell me
You
what
got
the
you got
fuck.
to eat the red vines now, don't
Nope,
you?
red vines have wheat flour in it too. It's a licorice
Ah.
thing. My favorite candy, well, one of my favorite candies is green apple licorice and Sour Punch straws, and I can't eat either of them anymore. But Pez is still safe.
Where
And
the
I'm a
fuck do you
slut
buy
for
Pez?
I love Pez.
Where do you get that shit?
The store?
I ain't seen a fucking Pez or a Pez dispenser
Bruh.
since I went to the goddamn Pez Museum in San Francisco.
That's weird.
You need help.
I guess I'm not observing enough.
I just love Pez. I think it's more of a nostalgia thing for me too, because like my grandma would always be like, "Okay, you can have 4 pieces of Pez," like that.
Mm.
She tried to limit my candy intake, because I don't know if you know this about me or not, or if you can tell by my Twitch name, which is Sweet Monty. I like sweets. I even have a cup.
Okay,
That's a cute
that's
cupcake.
fair. That's fair.
We love that cupcake.
I love them. So I also used to be a baker. That was one of my many majors in school before I finally settled on psychology.
There's a baking major.
Yeah.
Baking and pastry art.
Yeah.
Learn all kinds of
Yeah, I
shit.
make a mean loaf of bread. Just saying.
Can't eat it, but you can
Well, I
make
make
it.
gluten free.
Oh.
I make gluten free soft pretzels, gluten free breadsticks. That shit on Olive Garden. Yeah, I was really proud of those breasts.
Well, you know what I want to ask you about? I want to ask you about
I'm an
your
open book.
childhood
Oh God.
and like
Okay,
what
not
got
open.
you to, because I
The
know your
emotional train
story.
wreck that I am today.
No, I was gonna say because I know your story from the Air Force onwards, but I don't know like what got you to the Air Force. What did you like to do? How were you? What were you doing? Like,
So
just to give people context, you know.
I'm not gonna cry. I'm gonna preface this now. I blocked out most of that before the age of 16. I was, I mean, how graphic can I get? Trigger warning.
It's your time.
Just drop a trigger warning there. I was sexually assaulted 3 times in my life. So at 6, 16, and 18. So I don't remember a lot of my childhood. Like details, really, I don't remember. But I know I was a dancer for a really long time, and I loved that. And then my 10th year dancing, I fell and I shifted my kneecap out of place. So like your knee's supposed to sit like this. Mine's like this. Super painful.
It went on vacation.
Yeah, but it got better, and then I re-injured it, and now I just like periodically re-injure it every like.
So your skating days are over.
Yes.
All right.
Not that I was ever coordinated enough for that. I didn't learn how to ride a bike till I was 13, and I haven't ridden a bike since I was 13.
Wow, we need to get you back. Well, maybe not actually. Maybe
that would be a fun episode. Just watch me fall for an hour
Emily
straight.
on a bike.
Make that a Twitch stream.
Get some adult training wheels out there, man. We got this.
But so I
Whoa!
That was close. We're good.
You dribbled.
Naughty boy.
Don't play in it.
Didn't your mother ever teach you not to play in it?
Dima's over here pouring beer out like it's.
You guys spilling out for the
you know,
homies.
I was spilling one out for the homies, and I was also testing the microphone.
The
You know what I mean? The durability of the
Of your
microphone.
microphones.
Frisky bitten it, boy.
There we go.
Sorry, folks, for the
Technical difficulties.
technical difficulties.
So my parents split when I was really little. I was like 3 or 4, I think. And I was pretty like, for part of my childhood, they did the typical like every other weekend, every other Wednesday thing. And then when I was in middle school, we switched to 1 week on, 1 week off because I kept getting on the wrong school bus. So my school did a letter system, and I was on bus L for one parent's house and bus M for the other parent's house. I'm sorry, I'm burping so much. Excuse me.
Fucking bubbles, man.
Rainbows.
Fucking bubbles.
Rainbows.
And so I was like, can we just do week on, week off? Jesus Christmas. And so that's what we did. And then when I was almost 13, I moved in with my dad full time. Some things went down with my mom. We've moved past them. I now live with my mom, and we are best friends. Not in a creepy way. Not like that weird TLC show where, you know, the moms like bathe together. No. But, I mean, Nick knows my mom. Nick can say, like, my mom's awesome. I think my mom also loves Nick more than she loves me. But that's a different episode.
Well, she lets you live in the house. Yeah.
My mom, when she found out, like, what was going on with your living situation, was like, does Nick need somewhere to stay? I was like, the fuck am I gonna sleep? She's like, you're never here. I'm like, that's true.
You got the garage.
For real. I'll sleep in my car. That's fine. So I'd live with my dad full time. I graduated high school. I graduated high school at 17. About 6 months later. Well, about a year later, I guess, technically. I don't know. I graduated in 2009. 2010, I started bartending. For like nightclubs and shit. And I worked for a promotion company that did like foam parties. We did like some filmings with Girls Gone Wild. I was not on Girls Gone Wild.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Girls Gone Wild? That, man, I used to stay and watch those commercials all night.
I was on like 3, not me personally, my company was on 2 or 3 episodes of it.
I was like,
right on.
they gonna fuck up with these.
Somewhere deep
these
in
little
the internet
decals.
is a picture of me in like a bathing suit bottom and like a white shirt that said Girls Gone Wild on it.
You still got that? You could probably
Fish.
sell
You
that.
could probably fish for
No,
that
I
on
don't
Google.
have that anymore.
Man, I'd like eBay.
I know, right? Shit, I wish.
That's
But
me.
yeah,
We're gonna put it on the wall.
the company I worked for is
memorabilia
a
now.
very toxic environment, and lots of like drugs and things like that. I didn't do any as a kid and super naive at the time. Like it was bad. So I started drinking 6 days a week, and I just drank my grades away. And I was already not a great student. So
I don't need this D. Give me that F.
I mean, never mind. So now he gets it.
Took him a little while.
You good?
I was trying to hold it together, man.
So number two.
Number
Damn, I
two.
wish I had more alcohol.
Shot. Take mine.
No, I can't.
Oh shit, you're right.
It's okay.
It's a very insensitive thing to offer.
It's not. It's not. Honestly, I would rather someone offer to me something and me being like, no, I can't eat it, than them just not even offer. Like, and I know that sounds like
she wants the
weird.
opportunity to be able to shut you the fuck down. So like, yeah, offer me that shit. So I'd be like, nah, I don't want that peasant shit. I want that top shelf glutton free.
Even like that. I just like. I don't know, unless someone's like doing it maliciously, then I have a problem. If they're like, haha, you can't have it. Like, then
yeah, that's just
no,
fucked
I'm
up.
just like, you're a fucking child. Fuck yourself.
Grow up, idiot. You don't even know.
But yeah, so I was partying, being a fucking idiot, ruining my life. I was miserable. I was so much debt. And the day I went home and I told my dad I wanted to join the military, it was like a split-second decision. So I would check the mail before I'd go into the house every day after class. And in the mail was like my school's newspaper that they mail out to everybody. And on the front cover was like something about joining the military. And I was like, I should do that. And then I literally walked inside, and a week later I was at my first recruiter.
Wow.
And
were a lot of people in your area doing that, or was it just
not really?
mainly?
I don't come from like, there's no military really where I am. I think we have like one Coast Guard base, like an Army Guard unit and an Air Force Guard unit, and that's it. And then we have like in the city, I know there's Fort Hamilton, which is like where our MEPS is and stuff, and that's where you like leave from. But no, I mean, a couple kids I went to high school with joined the Army. Nobody did the Air Force. And originally I wanted to join the Army, and this girl I was really good friends with at the time was in the Army. And I called her up, I said, hey, I'm going to join the Army. And she went, I will come home and I will shoot you in the fucking foot before I ever let that happen. She said, you're joining the fucking Air Force if you're doing anything.
Wow.
So I went to my first recruiter, didn't like him. I went to a different recruiter. He was awful, fucked up my paperwork, like, it was a mess.
Sloppy
and then
job.
I went to my third recruiter, and I swear, this man, I still talk to him. Sergeant Carson, if you're out there, I fucking love you. But he is one of like the coolest people ever, and so many people, I'm sure you can attest this, to go to basic training, and it's like their recruiter lied to them. And like I had so many people that like were like, my recruiter didn't tell me this, or they told me this wasn't gonna happen. I was like, this is exactly what I was expecting. Like, he even talked me out of a job I wanted to do. I wanted to do security forces, which is like the Air Force pussy version of like military police. And he was like, Emily, I promise you, it's not what you're expecting. You will fucking hate it. He was like, just please don't do it. And I was like, all right. And I trusted him, and I'm so happy I did, because I have friends that were security forces. I've dated guys in security forces. Fucking nightmare.
My dude was pretty cool. He's like, boot camp's pretty shitty, but like, you know, it's a few weeks.
You'd be all right.
Whatever.
I got recycled in basic training.
Oh.
So my 8.5 basic training was 10.5. Yeah.
Mine.
The girl that got me recycled is one of my best friends now.
So I was part of like the push division. So like so what they do is they pull people in for like X number of weeks until they have enough bodies to fill the slots to like actually.
Because nobody wants to join the Navy.
Or, yeah, whatever. Anyway, so like once they have, you know, I think it's 160 bodies. They call that, you know, 2 divisions. And once they have 2 divisions, they can start that cycle of the boot camp.
And they don't have. Do they have classes in what you guys like the Navy? Or
Classes. Like educational shit in boot camp?
No. Like classes is like class 142 or class
Numbers? Do they
Ours are
number?
flights.
They number them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Ours was like flight.
Anyway, so I was on the rear end of people getting in to fill those slots to start up that round. So my entire boot camp experience was like 6 weeks.
Nothing
6
like
or 8.
Nothing says Navy more than being on a rear end.
She's taking this time to shit on you, boy.
This is all I do.
God damn it.
This is why we're friends.
Hey, well, listen. Moving on from the
Yes.
military thing, because I do think that a lot of people are interested in hearing about your come up story. Really, is like after you got out of the Air Force. So you were in Louisiana after you got out. Still,
Yeah, I stayed in Louisiana. I got out. So I got to Louisiana 2013, and I left January 2020.
right?
And I moved here.
And then you moved here, North Carolina, and
Good old home.
good old.
Oh!
Yep, there you go. Transition. Yeah. So like once you moved, because
light beer.
very light beer, very light beer. Once you moved here, I know there's several things that were like highlights that I kind of looked from afar because we started following each other on Instagram and stuff. And there's the bartending school, I believe, right? That you was it the bartending or maybe it was a certification or something like that? Do you remember when
So
that
I
happened?
got into a bartending. It's like a summer camp essentially, but it's an educational camp called Camp Run 'Em Up.
Yeah.
And basically, thousands of people apply, and I think it's only like 150 get picked or something like that. And I got picked, and I was supposed to go to it this year, but Corona happened.
Yeah.
So I get to go next year.
Okay.
Or whenever they bring it back. But it's in Kentucky, and it's a whole bunch of bartenders in the industry, and you go around to a bunch of different like whiskey distilleries, and you get education, and they have like all different like brands come in, like Patron comes in and shit like that, and it's just like a week-long education.
Right on.
But it's really hard to get picked, and when you get picked for things like that, it's easier to get jobs. So I graduated my undergrad December of last year, moved here, got accepted into that camp, met this clown.
Hi. Hi.
And then I started grad school in August, which I'm getting my master's in social work. My undergrad I have 2 degrees. I have my associate's in pharmacy technology, my bachelor's in psychology, and now I'm getting my master's in social work, and hopefully I will get my PhD one day. Just so people have to call me doctor. Only reason I'm doing it. I don't need a PhD for what I want to do with my life. I want to work in the foster care system,
gonna call
but
you
I'm doing
doctor.
it to be petty.
Look how you fucking Dr. Dickhead.
For Dr. Princess Gumdrop.
Dr. Lump Hump.
Dr. Booty Babe. What was that what it was?
Dr. Booty Babe. That's
Dr.
hilarious.
Booty Babe.
So yeah, that was something I also wanted to ask you was like, what do you eventually really just want to do
So
with everything?
I have 2 career goals. The first one is I want to be a case investigator for the foster care system, mostly working with sexual abuse claims. So a lot of times in foster care, I've noticed people don't listen to the kids, and nobody ever says anything. And I want to be able to, even if it's just one person out, even if it's one kid, that's one more kid that I'm helping. You know what I mean? And then because I love to cook, and when I was younger and battling depression really bad, and even still to this day I do it, I cook as a form of therapy. And like there's art therapy and music therapy.
You do that shit where you cook for a fucking army?
Oh.
Fucking lie to me.
Yeah. I mean, I've cooked for you before.
We looking for that shit.
I'm for hire. Just saying. I do dietary needs, specialties, anything like that. Vegan, vegetarian, gluten free.
You know the whole.
All right, so
thing.
she's catering.
If you want me to.
Maybe you'll cook for the boys one time.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Nick's eaten my food before.
I know your mom just got you that sick ass fucking knife.
Yeah, my mom just got me a really nice chef's knife. It's fucking beautiful. It's gorgeous. I love it. But so I want to start a culinary therapy program. So it would be a safe place for children or adults to come that are facing trying times to be able to escape and express themselves through food.
Right
And I
on.
think it'd be awesome. Plus, it's teaching a great life skill because I can't tell you how many people I meet. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
You're good.
How many people I meet that don't know how to cook?
Yeah.
Like,
It is a huge problem. Like people don't
and
really
especially
just
in
don't know how
today's
to
day
cook.
and age with
Yeah.
like everything going on, everyone's just getting takeout.
Yeah.
And then they're wondering why they're gaining weight in quarantine. I think I'm one of the only people that lost weight in quarantine.
Kind of maintained over here.
But well, I lost fat. I didn't lose like poundage. I don't like look at the scale because I have food problems. But like I have.
I mostly lost brain cells during.
Oh yeah, I'll drink to that. I've got about 2.5 brain cells left.
That's that's enough.
Yeah, but they go back and forth singing this fun song. SpongeBob.
Oh no.
For real, if you ever watch my Twitch streams, like randomly, I'll just start going F is for friends, like no fucking reason. Like I'll just be like in the middle of like fucking shooting somebody. I'm like F is for friends, shoot, do stuff, get fuck. That's exactly how it is.
Alright then.
Well, speaking about shooting, can we transition to Twitch? Can we transition to
Yeah. So what about
what you stream and like where even like where you envision this thing going? Like, what are your goals for that?
I don't really know. Like, if I can make it a career, like that'd be great. But for now, it's just fun for me and like a way for me to connect with friends. Like I've connected with people I haven't seen since high school because of it, and it's awesome. And like people I grew up with, so it's a great place because like I'll be in game either by myself or with other people. But then I always have my stream pulled up either on my secondary monitor or my phone so I can monitor my chat. And I've got some amazing mods who always make sure everything's going good in my chat. One of them is my friend Caleb, and he is just like, he will game with us and be modding my stream and my other friend's stream
Oh wow,
all at the same time.
Double
I
task.
don't know how this dude does it, but he is like,
a wizard.
yeah, I told him, I was like, if I ever start making enough money one day, I'm going to start paying you. He's like, you don't have to pay me, I enjoy doing it. I'm like, I don't give a shit. You deserve every penny I could ever give you. But I love it. And my goal right now is 290 followers by my birthday, which is December 30th. And I picked that number because I'm turning 29.
Hell
Just
yeah,
fucking random, but
why not?
exactly. So hopefully I'm at 70 now. I think I've probably gotten one more at some point today. So, but I want it to be a safe place for everybody to be able to come and talk about whatever they want. So I'm really big on mental health awareness, and we about to get real nasty. I'm really big on proper kink education and teaching consent because I have been assaulted before, and a lot of people don't realize how consent works. And the best way I ever heard somebody say it to me, I was at like this seminar in college. We had like a sex therapist come in, and she said, enthusiastic affirmative consent. If it's not a fuck yes, then it's a fuck no.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that's a really good fucking way to put it.
That is,
Like, if someone's not like, hell fucking yeah, then no.
yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, well, if
There
there's
should never be any hesitation.
there's like any doubt in
Hey,
your
you want to
mind,
do this? I mean, kind of. Maybe. Take a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
And also, it's like
Just a
if yeah, exactly. If like
That's a
if somebody that was so close to me. Look at this, so close. For the listeners,
Can we get a slow-mo replay of that?
yeah, we're gonna rewind that.
I'm just happy I didn't get the laptop.
Emily almost juiced me up.
God.
I should have bought you dinner before I got you wet. I'm sorry. Oh God,
shit.
I'm not hitting on your boyfriend, I promise. I know we have the same name. It's weird.
Shout out to Emily. Shout out to you, babe.
She's awesome. Dude, I fucking love your girlfriend. I know I've only met her like twice, but she's the man. Well, the woman, I guess.
Whoa, man.
Anyway.
That was great. That was great. We're gonna really rewind that, and slow it down. Yeah, for the folks. Wow. Yes.
What were we talking about?
We were talking about. Well, we were talking about how you wanted to.
Oh, my platform.
Yes, your platform
Yes.
and
We were talking about
Consent.
kink education and
Yeah.
consent. So I'm not huge into like BDSM and kink and stuff, but a lot of people just think like when they hear BDSM, they just think like whips and chains and like latex and shit, and it's so much more than that. So I always have this thing where I'm an open book about things, and if I can tell you the correct information or what I think is the correct information from what I've learned, then I will. If not, I have a shit ton of people to refer people to.
Yeah.
And websites and shit like that. So, like, I have a friend of mine right now, and he's like, I really want to learn more about kink. And I'm like, let's fucking go. Like, what do you want to know? He's like, well, I don't know anything right now. I was like, if you ever have any questions, like, you know how to contact me. Because so many people view sex and kink as so taboo, but when you think about it, Sex is natural human instinct. Did I get it wet? Oh, I pulled it too far away.
No, you're good. No, that's fine.
But sex is natural human instinct, and it's something that the human body typically should be craving. So, if you're not comfortable talking about it, then
there's something.
Why would it be something that
right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense, and I think that more people need to talk about it and learn about it. Like, I'm openly bisexual. I love talking to people about shit like that. My platform is 100% LGBTQIA plus. There's so many letters now. But it's a safe zone for everybody.
Yeah.
And, like, my friends all know that I'm out. So they haven't, like, we'll talk about it on my thing, but we have a very strict, if they're not out, you don't out somebody policy.
Right, yeah.
So if I had someone come to be like, hey, I'm gay, but nobody knows yet, then we're not going to talk about it.
Yeah.
Because it's not my place to tell the universe. Because it's on the internet. It's on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's it. So I just want a safe place, I guess, at the end of the day. I want everyone to be able to come in and just hop in my chat and be like, hey, what's your opinion on, like, primal play or rope play? Can you teach me about it? And sure, someone just be like, hey, I just came out to my parents and it didn't really go very well. All right, well, what do you need? Like, I'm here. And, that's just how it is. What do you need, Nick?
Marshmallows, ginger ale.
God, you are an 80-year-old man.
Maybe a lasagna.
Ooh. I can make that. She is an Italian from New York.
We might take your offer on that. Yeah, no, but I mean, going off on that, I know our listeners and our viewers like are completely on board because we try to, at the 4099 podcast, we try to keep it as open as possible. We are very welcoming of pretty much everyone, not pretty much everyone. And yeah, that's like a really,
Except Nick.
Yeah, except for Nick. And
whoa. This is my closet.
Literally.
And yeah, no, I mean, I think it's especially now, right? Mm-hmm. Like it's
2020. If you're homophobic, you're a fucking ass.
Yeah, like
straight up.
Get with the program here. I mean, we're open to anyone, everyone, right? Like everyone, really. I mean, so yeah, I think it's a super saintly, if I can use that word, thing for you to do. No, I'm being serious though, because
I appreciate it.
People do need that. People do need that.
The way I see it is I spent so long hiding from my sexuality that when I was in high school, I had kissed a girl. And this girl that was
I liked it.
I did, though. But this girl that I was supposed to be friends with called me a dyke bitch to my face.
Did you stab her?
No, and I was like, I'm not a lesbian, blah, blah, blah. And it made me feel like what I was doing or what I felt was wrong for so long that I just recently this year accepted my sexuality. Like, I had no problem having sex with women. It was that I would never let myself get a romantic connection to a woman. So I would never date anybody. It was just like...
All right, listen now. We just fucking.
Basically. I mean, that's how it was. But, like, the girls that I was doing it with were either in the same positions as me or were like, no, I'm straight. And even spaghetti straight till you get it wet. I mean, I'm just saying. But with consent.
Yes, consent, the main thing.
With consent.
Why we gotta make this about food?
Everything is about food when it comes to me. I am a hungry hippo.
Yeah, I never played that game.
You've never played that game?
No, I never played that game.
You're so deprived. Do you need a hug?
Well, when I was a kid, I lived in this field in rural Virginia. We have no games.
Except for sticks.
Sticks?
You go out in the field and there's a tree line. You pick up some sticks. You build a fort, and well, you know that's where you hang out for the day. I built.
If you want a new co-host, just let me know. I'm just.
It's not that easy.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Kidding.
Oh shit!
All right.
This episode went from talking about my health to just roasting Nick for an hour.
That's fine. I got a birthday coming up, so roasting.
I have my birthday coming up too.
Well, you got.
We're 2 weeks apart. Your birthday's my original due date.
Well, you got it coming.
Nick and I should have been birthday twins, but I was 2 weeks late.
Trying to be fashionable.
In a couple of years.
Hey, don't itch. You got to tap.
Ow, goddamn it.
You gotta pat it.
I am.
No, you're itching it.
I am.
You don't even have the foil on there.
I am.
I am a potato.
I'm a tomato.
Tomato.
I didn't know people actually said tomato until I met somebody from the UK.
Is that it?
Well, we met someone from the UK last week, and is tomato a British thing?
I guess. But
Huh.
like one day,
We might have to hit
This woman
Sean up,
came into, like,
say
my-
this word.
for real, like one day this woman came into my old job, and I don't know what the fuck we were talking about because I worked at a hair salon, but she said tomato, and I was like, wait, people really say tomato? She was like,
Isn't that how you say it?
yeah. And I was like,
That's where the saying tomato comes from.
oh, dude. I've been learning a lot about Canada too recently.
Hey.
Like they don't put maple syrup on everything.
Stop.
You're such a dick.
Stop. Just stop.
Mary Madison.
Send that. Oh, shit.
One of my friends I game with is from Canada. Comic Kyle is he is on Twitch with K's. Anyway, and all the time I'll just be like, listen, I haven't been to Canada since I was probably like 8. Like I was a kid. So I'll like ask him just random shit. And I'm like, what's like the 2 like snack foods that you go to that's not ketchup, chips, and poutine? And he went, that's honestly everything that I would say. And I'm like, wow. Okay. Does your money really smell like maple syrup? He's like, I don't know if it like is supposed to smell like it or if it just happens to smell like it, but when you get fresh printed Canadian money, it does smell like maple syrup. And I was like, "You
Holy
fucking
shit.
lying." Because same thing, same job actually. Where I met a lot of very interesting people when I worked at a hair salon. But this woman came in, she was like, did you know Canadian money smells like maple syrup? She was a customer. She was getting her hair done. She's like, we just got back from Canada. Here, smell this. And she hands me Canadian money. And I'm like, fucking maple syrup. Shit was wild. Their money's rainbow.
Maybe they dip the bills
I don't
in
know.
the maple syrup, or they have a scent with it. You know, they spray it with the maple syrup scent. Any Canadians, we sorry for this, but sorry but not sorry.
Let us know.
Let us know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were talking about, I forgot what we were talking about, but he was like, if that happened, Canadians would riot. Do you know what a bunch of Canadians rioting would look like? I was like, I don't know, a bunch of people with some maple syrup everywhere and a moose. He was like, no, that's a Canadian orgy. He's like, it's not real until a moose shows up. And also, I didn't know this. I didn't know how big moose were.
Oh, they're fucking huge.
Well, he's been up.
That
He's
fucked you
been-
up.
I saw a
Man.
picture recently of a moose that like someone's family member had taken, and I was like, nope.
Yeah, no. No.
You've sent me some Instagram vids of this page.
Oh, does
I'm
he
not
send
gonna.
you like random ass shit on Instagram too? Okay, making sure it's not just me.
Yeah, no. Anyone that Nick's like good friends with, he'll
Oh
send.
my god, we're good friends.
He'll send some stuff. to.
Sometimes. Sheesh.
When you don't shit on me all the time.
That's our whole friendship. To be
I don't know
completely
about after
honest.
today. Depends on how this lasagna turns out.
Doggy face.
I'm gonna need like 2 days to make lasagna.
That's all right.
I have a
We'll wait.
marathon stream tomorrow, so Monday I'll make a lasagna. If you guys really want lasagna, come over for dinner Monday. Or I'll
Alright.
come drop a tray off.
We down.
Actually. My mom's been real weird about COVID lately, so
That's fair. That's fair.
my
That
mom
is
had the
fair.
same surgery I did.
Hey, listen. Speaking of COVID,
I have not
Pfizer.
gotten it.
Pfizer, right? Coming
Pfizer,
out.
yeah.
with the
Do you know what I
95% effective vaccine.
People are like, oh my god, the people who make Viagra are making the vaccine, not realizing that Pfizer is one of the biggest pharmaceutical manufacturers in the entire world.
And you studied that, right?
Yeah,
Like you
briefly, but I don't remember much.
Yeah.
But yeah, so a lot of people are like, yeah, the people who make Viagra are making the COVID vaccine. We're all going to get erections. I'm like, you know that Viagra originally was, I think, like a heart medication.
yeah.
Yeah.
And by
It's just it's literally blood flow.
yeah.
That's what it is.
So my teacher when I was in school to be a pharmacy tech was telling me about how when she was a pharmacy tech, she had this little old lady in like her 80s come in, and she's like, I need to get my Viagra refilled. And like this little old lady was so proud she was on Viagra.
Is that does it work like that?
No,
Or-
she was on it for her like for what its original intended, like
I gotcha.
for what the original treatment was,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
the original
Yeah,
condition was.
the whole boner donor pill situation was kind of a
It was an
superlative.
oops.
It was like it's
It
a
was
side effect.
Yeah, it was a side effect that everyone was just like,
It's like,
And
my heart
now
feels great
everyone's
now,
fucking.
but I also got this rager.
So we fucking are not.
Because, like, I
By
got
the way, I put Viagra in your first beer.
implausible.
Well, this kind of
Implausible.
contradicts the.
I'm kidding, I'm kidding. No, I would never drug anybody. If anything, I would do it and then just like watch and laugh. I would never do that to you, Nick.
Yeah, pass out, pitch the tin over in the fucking garage. Just like,
That would actually, and I'm not going to get into this story, but that would be very concurrent with the story that he has about getting drugged in Louisiana, in New Orleans.
Oh my god, you did get drugged in Louisiana.
Yeah.
You got drugged in Shreveport, didn't you?
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
I didn't.
So, what year were you there?
2017, 2016.
Oh shit, we may have been there at the same time.
It might have been your fucking fault.
No, it wasn't me. I would remember a face that cute.
Ooh,
I got locked in the
Hello.
van for 2 days.
we might have to get something on camera here with you
I'd-
guys' tension.
Nick and I will always have tension. I think that's part of our gimmick at this point.
But yeah, no. Not fun. Roofling is real.
I got drugged in Shreveport once. I got roofied.
What's this thing about roofies in this place?
Shreveport is okay. So Shreveport is in the top 5 in the country for STDs for
Oh.
like every STD,
Oh man,
and they're like number 1 and 2 for most of them. So
where are
they're
they at in relations to New
Northwest
Orleans?
Louisiana. So
Okay.
it's 4 to 5 hours north of New Orleans, 3 hours east of Dallas.
Okay, so
They're
New
not-
Orleans is what you say, not New
I
Orleans.
say New Orleans. Everyone says it differently. I call it NOLA usually. I know LA.
Nolans.
I've never met anybody that's from New Orleans that calls it Nolans.
Nolans. Nolans, guys. Going to
So-
Nolans.
But anyway, Shreveport, after Katrina happened, a lot of people came to Shreveport from southern New Orleans.
Mm.
I mean, southern Louisiana. Excuse me. Bubbles.
A lot of rainbows.
I can't do that. I can't do cool things with my mouth. Well, I can't make cool sounds with my mouth. I can do cool things with my mouth, but that's for a different type of podcast.
Oh, Nick's face. Oh man, it says it all.
Twitch.tv/Sweet Monty for a good time.
Hey, there you go.
I should get an OnlyFans. Or I should get my OnlyFans back, I should say.
The fuck is
My
that?
ex cheated on me for a month before I found out that he was cheating on me. Didn't like me having an OnlyFans, but he was perfectly okay fucking somebody else.
That's weird. That's a weird concept, right? Like psychologically. Like if we analyze it from a psychological level.
And the girl he cheated on me with was also a sex worker.
Oh wow.
Yes.
That's a lot of what is it called when a person
hypocrisy.
not hypocrisy. I was
Double
going to say
standard.
doesn't have enough confidence in them in themselves, so they
Him?
overcompensate.
I don't. He's got a lot
Insecurity.
To overcompensate
Insecurity. Yeah. Well, oops.
For. Anyway, where were we? We just need to get all the edit that part out.
Nah, we gonna keep that in there. You already know how this podcast works.
I know. That's why I
Straight
love
through,
this
unless you
podcast.
really want it.
No, I don't care.
Yeah.
I didn't drop his name.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. We're good.
Yeah, we ain't gonna give him any more clout than he has.
But
Those
I,
who know me know. Who.
but I bet it's you, Gary.
Gary's my old landlord, actually. My last landlord
Oh,
in
yeah.
Shreveport. Gary, you were the best landlord because you let me get away with fucking everything. My landlord lived right next to me,
Oh man,
and he didn't give a fuck what I did as long as I paid my rent.
that's what it's supposed to be about, though, right?
He was so
Like-
fucking chill. He's like, yeah, you can come use the pool.
As
in
long as you
summer,"
don't
and-
burn the apartment down, you're pretty
I
much.
honestly think he probably would have shaken my hand if I did that because he would have gotten insurance.
Insurance money.
Yeah.
Who wants to go to the buffet?
Gary is like the type of person that he owns multiple bars and clubs in Shreveport, so he doesn't need to have rental properties. The reason he owned the house that I rented was so he could control who his neighbors were. Because we
Oh.
were really, really close. Like, I shared a backyard with him.
Right, right.
And, like, I didn't have my own driveway. Like, it was his driveway and then my, like, very on top of each other.
Mm,
So, the people who owned his house before him owned the house I rented for
gotcha.
the same reason. And he was like, I don't even need to really rent this place, like, but I know you need somewhere to live, and it was cheaper than I was living on the other side of him.
Mm,
So it was like my first house that I rented. his house, and then the house I rented from him. So it was just in a row. So I literally moved down the street when I moved.
Right. Yeah.
That makes it way easier.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, it was fucking great. 2 houses over,
All right.
fantastic, and it was $100 cheaper, a nicer place, and my landlord was super cool. I'm sorry, I'm so bad at
You're
this.
good. You're good.
Yeah, we keep getting on random.
Hey, listen. Listen. Podcasting is a long form, a long form of conversation. That's what it is. You know?
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure for the folks that do tune in, like, because we have people tuning in every episode, and it's great. And I can't wait for like our family to get bigger and better.
We
You know.
love family.
And I guess this is a perfect time to say thank you guys for really, like, if you've sat through this whole episode, you're a fucking champion.
I'm sorry if you're traumatized because same.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that what you've said today will help a lot of people.
I hope so. And honestly, like, I want, like, as much as I love, like, being here and helping you guys promote, obviously I'm going to plug my own shit. But if anybody ever has any questions about anything or wants someone to talk to, I'm not licensed in psychology or anything of the sort, but I am educated in it, and I will provide the best guidance I can, or if I can't provide guidance on it, I always provide resources.
Yeah.
So I want a safe place for people to go to that maybe don't have families that are accepting of who they are, or they're really curious but they don't know where to look. Like, I grew up in a Catholic family. So my dad's side of the family doesn't know that I'm out, and they will never know. Mainly it's because my grandma's 90, and I want her last years for her to have hope that I'll marry a man, even though it's not going to fucking happen. I'm probably just not going to get married. Nick.
What?
Well, you might be the...
Nick and I are probably just going to get married one day for the convenience of it, so he can get my track hair.
Huh.
I just want tall babies. Give me tall babies.
You want to go rob the orphanage with me real quick? We'll be right back.
Rob the orphanage. Has there ever been a thing like that? Has there ever been a robbing of an orphanage? Oh, I'm sure.
Probably. I mean, people sell babies on the black market.
Oh shit.
Not even
This
on the
just
black
got-
market. They sell that shit on Amazon now. I'm serious.
So this is a great episode.
Listen. I think that this is a really good time for you to plug your shit, just because it's like, I'm sure, because everything that we've been talking about, right?
Can I
people-
give you like my link to put in the?
Yeah,
description
of
this?
course,
Okay, cool.
of course. You just tell the folks listening and viewing where they can find you. So if they have anything they want to talk to you about, they can, find you on Instagram or wherever you are.
So I'm not fully branded yet. I'm working on it. But my Instagram is sweet.monty, MONTE. My Twitch is Sweet Monty. And through both of those, you can DM me, add me, whatever you need to do. I also have my TikTok link through there. My email is linked through there. So if you ever need anything, want someone to talk to, if you want a game and like want to hang out, I play Cold War, Warzone, Apex, Fortnite, Among Us, Phasmophobia. I think that's it.
all the good games.
All the good games. I'm a gamer. That's
Mhm.
what I gotta do. And I'm open to try new games. So, but if anybody ever needs anything, please feel free to reach out. If you just want to like watch me stream and support the cause and me being better than my ex and everything, I would really appreciate the follow. It's free to follow on Twitch, and it is free to subscribe on YouTube. All it takes is 1 second to hit the subscribe button or hit the follow button. So, same
Yeah.
on Instagram. It's always
So you heard that, folks. Listen.
like, share, and subscribe.
Yep, there you go. Like, share, and subscribe. And this has been another amazing episode of
This
the
was a wild
4099
episode.
podcast. Episode whatever, 20 something.
No, I think it'll be 30. You guys just posted 28.
Yeah, was it 20?
So it'll be 30 something.
We're
Yeah.
getting up there.
We're getting up there,
We old.
yeah.
Also, I love how I was like super nervous to like talk about sex and stuff when you guys have what, 2 episodes dedicated to Nick's sex?
yeah.
I will never look at a Harris Teeter the same way again, honey.
Me either. Me.
Harris Titty.
Harris Titty.
Harris Titty.
There you go.
I think
And
we
if-
gave it that name at the old apartment that one night.
Yep.
Another episode of the 4099 podcast with your hosts Dima and
Nick Titty.
Nick Titty. And Em, thank you so much for coming
problem.
through.
It was
We
awesome.
really appreciate you coming
I
on.
love you guys, of course.
We love
I'm
you.
honored ever since, I mean, and you guys were starting a podcast. I was hoping I would get this opportunity, but I would never ask.
No,
And then
no.
Nick
We,
was like, so do you want to come and like talk about your thing?
You know that thing where they took all your body parts out and they threw them on the ground,
They
burned
took
them
my
because they thought
vital
you had a witch in
organs.
you?
You know, I tried to get to keep it, and they told me it wasn't allowed because people sell organs like that on the black market.
huh.
I was like,
Maybe-
if I grew it, I want to keep it. Like, you're taking it. So I was like, fine, you're only taking it if I can get a picture. So I have an 8x10.
we're gonna get that picture.
Oh, yeah.
And anyone, well, not anyone, but everyone that wants, I was gonna say everyone that wants to look at those pictures, just go to you.
Hey, for real, yeah. I mean,
But-
if you're curious, I've had like a lot of medical students and stuff that are just like, you don't have a pancreas? What? Like, I'm like, yeah, I got a picture. You want to see it? They're like, oh my fucking God, yes. It's like porn for med students. I just had deja vu again. Maybe it's just because you make that face a lot.
Have you seen his photograph face that I always give him a hard time for?
Which
Do the
face?
photograph face. No, that's not it. Come on, do it. Come on. No, it's the.
Oh, yeah. I think he made that face in the picture I took of him and I earlier. When we were waiting on you to get a freaking SD card.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, we've been ending this podcast for like 10
yeah.
minutes now.
So, thank you again, folks. We really appreciate you. We love you. Again, we cannot say enough how much we
Want some comments?
want some comments. There's some
Likes?
likes.
Subscribe. It is free to subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
Subscribe.
There you
I
go.
just like the fact that I have a good microphone.
Yeah.
For the first time.
There you go. Subscribe. And we're out. Thank you.